Tokenized stocks, your profits untaxed. The most successful AI investor on the planet just cut his Nvidia stake by 70%. He slashed Taiwan Semi by more than 80%. He dumped AMD to zero. And here's the twist. He did it because he's more bullish on AI than ever. His name is Philippe Laffont. His fund, Coatue, manages about $70 billion, and every May they publish the deck Wall Street actually reads. This year's edition answers one question. Where does the AI money go next? Get that answer right and you compound. Get it wrong and you hold last year's winners while they bleed. That is the whole game this year. Start with what the market just survived. Tariffs. An oil shock out of the Middle East. Rate cut hopes erased. An AI bubble scare that cratered stocks in February. And yet the Nasdaq sits at an all-time high, up 9% this year. April was its best single month since April 2020, the COVID rebound itself. Laffont's read is simple. The market is not ignoring the shocks. It is repricing through them because something bigger is happening underneath. Even the oil shock looks different up close. Crude jumped from the high 60s to around $110. Scary headline. But look at the futures curve, the prices traders actually commit money to. Within 12 months, that war premium shrinks to about $15. The market is pricing a spike, not a new era. Same with rates. Cuts got priced out, but Coatue's point is they got priced out because growth came in stronger, not because inflation came back. Strong growth killing rate cuts is not a bear signal, but here is the slide that matters. Take the world's 1,000 largest companies and rank them by performance. The top group is up about 51% over the past year. The bottom group is down 33%. That gap, roughly 85 points, has been seen only twice in modern history. The 2009 crisis and COVID. This is not a market lifting all boats. It is a sorting machine. Pick the right side and you compound. Pick the wrong side and you bleed inside a bull market. So what separates the two sides? Coatue draws one line through the entire AI trade. On one side, the sellers of the shortage. The companies selling what AI builders cannot get enough of. Chips, memory, storage, optics, even power turbines. Nvidia, TSMC, Samsung, SK Hynix, Micron, Broadcom, GE Vernova. On the other side, the buyers. Amazon, Google, Microsoft, Meta. The giants writing the checks. The sellers as a group are up around 107% this year. The buyers, about 4%. A 100-point gap inside the same boom. Why? A seller books profit the moment a chip ships. And when demand outruns supply, prices double while costs stay flat, so profits do not add, they multiply. Coatue even showed the math. Take a chip maker earning $100 of revenue at a 40% margin. Demand gets rationed, prices double, costs stay flat. Profit triples and the margin hits 68. Prices quadruple and profit goes up 8 times. That is why Micron's operating margin went from 16% to 69%, not in a forecast. In actual filings. Meanwhile, the buyers spend now and earn back over years. The 4 big hyperscalers will spend about $680 billion on AI this year and keep only $66 billion of free cash flow. The chip companies downstream collect $525 billion. The money is being passed almost dollar for dollar from big tech's pockets into the silicon supply chain, which raises the scary question. What happens when big tech's wallet runs dry? Laffont ran the math through 2031. Their cash earnings, about $1 trillion a year and growing, add up to $6 trillion. Their balance sheets are clean enough to borrow $4 trillion more. Sovereign funds and private credit add another $12 trillion of firepower against a build-out that needs about $1 trillion a year. Funding is not the question for the next 6 years. So the boom is funded, and the sellers are feasting. Then why is the best AI investor alive trimming the exact stocks his own thesis says to own? Because the second half of the deck says the game itself is changing. And this is where the one message of the whole deck comes together. Late 2025. That is when Coatue says everything changed, and they date it to a single product, Anthropic's Claude Code. Not a model, not a research paper. A working AI agent that codes for hours without a human touching the keyboard. Coatue literally calls it the Claude Code moment, the start of what they name the agentic Big Bang. Here is why that matters for stocks. A chatbot answers you, then stops. An agent works. It plans, reads documents, uses tools, spawns helper agents, and loops until the job is done. Coatue puts a number on that. A co-pilot gives you 1 analyst. Agents give you the output of 1,000 analysts working 24/7. And they size the prize against salaries, not software budgets. $4 trillion of white-collar work. $6 trillion more once AI gets a body. And every step of that work burns tokens, the raw fuel of AI. The numbers are absurd. Token usage across the big labs ran about 16 trillion a year at the end of 2025. 4 months later, the run rate hit 35 trillion. The revenue followed. OpenAI and Anthropic together crossed roughly $55 billion in annual revenue this spring. Salesforce needed 25 years to reach that number. These two did it in about 3. Now the part most investors have not priced. Chat runs on GPS. Agents lean hard on CPS, the everyday processors that search, read files, update spreadsheets, send the emails. Coatue estimates the mix could flip from 4 GPS per CPU today to 4 CPS per GPU. A 16-fold swing toward the boring chip nobody has been watching. Memory rides the same shift, because an agent that forgets its work is useless. Long context and recall stop being features and become infrastructure. If that is even half right, the next leg of the AI trade runs through different companies than the last one. Which finally explains the portfolio. Look at what Coatue's May filing actually shows. Out. Nvidia cut 70%. Lam Research cut 71. Taiwan Semi cut 83. AMD, Tesla, Oracle, gone entirely. In. Brand new stakes in Equinix, the data center landlord, instantly a top position. ASML, the only company on Earth selling the machines that make advanced chips possible. And Qualcomm, fresh off launching its new AI inference chips. Plus Netflix, doubled. The pattern is loud. Take profit on the crowded shortage trade. Move early into where the agentic era pays next. The man who made a fortune on the GPU wave is quietly positioning for the wave after it. So here is the one thing to walk away with. AI is not slowing down, but the easy money in the obvious names is. The next leg runs through the boring picks, the CPS, the memory, the data center landlords. And the smartest money is already there. 3 things to watch from here. 1. Hyperscaler spending guidance next earnings season. The 12 trillion only matters while they keep deploying it. 2. CPU and memory earnings. If the agentic rotation is real, it shows up there first. 3. The next round of 13F filings in August. You will see whether the smart money followed Laffont down the supply chain or whether he is early and alone again. He is usually just early.